Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
Parents burst into a Detroit police precinct begging for help for their unresponsive baby girl. Only on 4, we're showing you the dramatic effort to save her life.
The end of summer, school is starting, and a lot of families in Flat Rock are now out of their homes due to a Ford Motor Company gas leak. There are questions about this situation. The Local 4 defenders were getting answers tonight.
But we're going to start things off here at 6 with Storm Tracker 4. And as you can see, no doubt some major weather coming our way over the next few hours. And that means a risk of wind damage, flooding, and possibly worse.
It sure does. Andrew's been sizing this system up for us. Andrew, a new warning just came in, too.
Kimberly and Jason, these storms have been speeding along so fast that 15 minutes ago I was talking about this cluster that was west of Lansing, but it's moving at 60 miles per hour. So within 15 minutes, it's close enough to Livingston County where we now have a warning up for that county. So that includes Howell, it also includes Brighton, and areas especially to the west of those two cities along I-96. Here, let's zoom in a little bit closer, shall we? Now, the heaviest rain still occurring here in Lansing and just southward and to portions of Jackson County. But with it moving at 50 to 60 miles per hour, it will easily overtake Livingston County in no time. So doing some storm tracking here on Storm Tracker 4, it'll reach areas like Weberville, also Chelsea in northern Washtenaw County, and eventually Howell between now and 6:30 during this news program. If you're in Livingston County, it means a warning means that either a severe thunderstorm is happening now or it's imminent. Well, this one right here is imminent. You still have some time to prepare. Indoors is the best place to be. Make sure your mobile devices, of course, are fully charged. Make sure you have fresh batteries in case the power goes out. If you know folks who are out and about, make sure they're careful while driving, of course, with all this heavy rain and whenever there's any lightning around. You still have some shower and thunderstorm activity, less severe here in the thumb, but more activity off to our west that is still going to race through the rest of southeast Michigan, including us right here in Motown and much of the many more populated areas within Oakland County and Macomb County. So we'll talk about the timing of these storms for the rest of the evening, your overnight forecast, and I'll let you know when these storms leave, and of course your forecast for tomorrow and the next 7 days coming up. In the meantime, you can prepare by doing this as well. Download the Local Forecasters app. It is faster, easier. You can track storms yourself, especially if the power happens to go out, just like we do here at Local 4. The Local Forecasters app, it's free. Search WDIV in your app store.
Now to the exclusive video from inside a Detroit police precinct showing the efforts to save the life of a baby who wasn't breathing.
The parents rushed the little girl from their home at the Villages at Parkside Apartments down Connor to the 5th Precinct, which is about a mile away. That's where we find Local 4's Evrod Cassamy with more on how this precious life was saved. Evrod.
Yeah, Kimberly and Jason, the parents ran into this precinct frantically looking for help once they realized that something was really wrong with their little girl. And you know that in an emergency situation like this, every second can be the difference between life and death.
We have an unresponsive child.
It's every parent's worst nightmare, but it was a real-life emergency for parents Erica Wilson and Thomas Williams.
I observed a gentleman carrying an unresponsive baby in a hurried fashion to the front of the building.
Thomas wearing just shoes and jean shorts, Erica in just shoes, jeans, and only a bra, carried in their lifeless daughter to the Detroit Police Department's 5th Precinct, right in Officer Kevin Tresvan's arms. His training immediately kicked in.
We can't lose this baby, not on our watch. That's when the paternal instincts kicked in, but then also my training.
Body camera video shows Officer Tresvan attending to the unresponsive little girl named Seven wearing only a diaper. He checks her airway and performs chest compressions while other officers page for help. Mom and Dad pace, even screaming at times as they watch in horror in the precinct lobby.
The parents, the baby was having a medical emergency.
Little Seven had a 103-degree fever. Still unresponsive, the officers decided there was no time to waste and jumped in the back of a department vehicle to take the baby to St. John's Hospital themselves.
I said a quick prayer for the baby, and it obviously worked.
In fact, en route to the hospital, a miracle. Cradled in Officer Danny Ruiz Cruz's arms, little Seven started breathing again, ever so slightly.
She was just having a hard time breathing. I could see her eyes opening and looking at me. She was, whining a bit. So I knew that she was just in pain.
The entire department joined together to make sure Seven got to the hospital safely. Officer Eric McCombs was behind the wheel.
All our fellow officers, it was a team effort. They blocked traffic to ensure that the child could make it to the hospital for medical attention.
And their efforts worked. Baby 7 is doing fine today, thanks to quick thinking and life-saving actions by these 3 officers.
It's a good feeling. We saved the baby. Baby's healthy. That's all. It's an important thing.
And these officers certainly are heroes. Now, I did get a chance to speak with both of the parents earlier today. They didn't elaborate on exactly what was wrong with their daughter, but they did insist that she is doing just fine today. As for the officers, they told me that saving lives, all in a day's work. In Detroit, Everard Cassame, Local 4.
Just a really remarkable job by the officers of that 5th precinct, and so glad to hear that little girl is going to be okay. Everard, thanks.
Absolutely.
Boy, sure is. Good job by them. We're getting a look at Michigan's newest coronavirus numbers after a delay because of Labor Day. The state reports more than 6,300 new cases over the last 4 days. It's about an average of 1,578 per day. We lost 29 Michiganders to the virus over the same time period, 10 of those from a vital records review. The state also reports 31 new COVID outbreaks connected to schools. That's more than triple the 9 outbreaks reported last week. And on the vaccine front, the state's vaccination rate currently at 66.2%.
Tonight, about 600 families in Flat Rock have hotel vouchers. Many are packing up to evacuate their homes and not sure at all when they can return. High levels of toxic fumes were found last week in some homes and Flat Rock sewer lines. Ford says a gasoline line leak dumped gasoline into the sewer system. Local 4 Defender Sean Lay is with a Wayne County commissioner who takes us inside a closed-door meeting held on the emergency today. Sean.
Well, I can tell you tonight, the Local 4 Defenders, we continue to go house to house here in Flat Rock, talking to homeowners. Many are evacuating. Many still have so many questions, so much frustration about this situation. It's not just homeowners. Local county officials also say they can't get their key questions answered either. A conference call held this morning with federal, state, and local officials, along with 2 people from the Ford Flat Rock assembly plant, updating the issue with the Ford fuel line leaking gasoline into Flat Rock's sewer system. Wayne County Commissioner Ray Basham says Ford representatives could not answer his questions about this emergency.
How deep was the line? How big was the line? What was the line made of? Those sorts of questions have not been answered to my satisfaction yet.
And Basham wants this question answered as soon as possible.
If it happened once at this location, can it happen at another location?
Sean Gillespie is from Flat Rock. He has questions about how this is being handled.
We knew there was a state of emergency before we knew anything about what was leaked, where it was leaked, how it was leaked, what the chemical was.
Gillespie has been speaking out for years about local industry polluting Flat Rock, and now 1,100 homeowners are being asked to evacuate. But Gillespie wants to know, how long have people been exposed to benzene fumes included in the gas, and are their homes damaged by those fumes?
State of emergency based on a smell. It took a long time for the facts to get out.
Big council meeting here in Flat Rock tonight at 7:30 at the high school. So many people who say they've already evacuated, they're going to the high school to ask the questions, and they expect answers tonight. In Flat Rock, Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders.
All right, Sean. With back to school in full swing, one of the most controversial issues we've been seeing during this pandemic is how schools should deal with children. They can't get vaccinated yet, and the debate over masks is hotly contested. Local 4's Rod Maloney live tonight in Wyandotte with a study that seeks to show where parents stand on this. Hi, Rod.
Hi, Jason. You know, the K-12 Alliance is a group of school superintendents all across the state. And one of the things that they wanted to know is how are the schools doing and where do things stand, especially with masks, as it pertains to planning for this school year. So they commissioned this study, and it came out this afternoon.
Yeah, you got one tomorrow, though.
At the end of the day, on the first week of school, came the usual smiles, hugs, and kisses for the little ones. But you'll notice some carrying the masks they wore to class downriver here, as the Wayne County Health Department is mandating masks in all the classrooms. The parents we spoke with today said that they're good with the masks.
It's the right answer.
I think it's called for.
I think that they should.
If it keeps them safe, we're okay with it.
But the Glenn Gariff Group survey of 600 Michigan parents taken the last week of August shows a divided state when it comes to masking up the kiddos in school. They asked the parents, do you believe all students should be required to wear masks in school? Or do you believe parents should be allowed to make that decision for their child? Nearly 42% of the parents said all children should wear masks. A much larger 54.5% said that parents should be left to make that decision. But they asked about masks in a number of different ways, and the results showed a statistical dead heat between the yes and no respondents when asked if students and employees should be required to wear masks in school. Just under 50% said yes, 45.3% said no. The study had a plus or minus 4% margin of error. The divide grew still tighter when they asked if students and employees should be required to wear masks in school. Those strongly in support at 38.7%, those strongly opposed 36.5%. Now, Robert McCann is the head of the K-12 Alliance. I spoke with him this afternoon at length talking about this. He said one of the things that he took as a great sign from the study is that they discovered that most parents are happy with the way the public schools have taken care of their children during the pandemic. And he also said that parents are showing that if in fact COVID cases get worse, get more numerous, that they would be willing to go back to the hybrid style of learning or even staying at home and learning online yet again. Reporting live in Wyandotte, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, we appreciate it. And more on that study, by the way, it also found a difference depending on population density. Among parents who said they live in urban areas of the state, 76% supported school mask requirements. That number, though, drops to 56% in suburban areas, 39% in areas categorized as small town, and 23% in rural areas.
Still ahead, Michigan's unemployment agency is rolling out a new option to try to make appointments easier.
Plus, here's Hank Winchester.
Wayne State, Oakland, Michigan State, U of M, thousands of students back on campus, and the thieves know it. I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. I'll tell you the scams you need to be aware of.